I was about 5 or 6 years old, and my parents had just separated. My mom was living in a two-bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I liked sleeping in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our two bedrooms were at the end of a hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open to her room that was directly behind the bed. Anyways, I woke in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mom's room. Her door was open and you can practically see into my bedroom. It was strange because our cat was a huge snuggler and was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and wake her up. In the 3-4 seconds it took her to wake up and ask me what was wrong. We both looked back up in the doorframe, and there was a man standing by my open door making his way out of my bedroom. I still don't know how my mom managed to do it so quickly, but my mom proceeded to pick me up and literally throwing me out of the screen window. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911. 5 more minutes later, the police sirens were heading our way. They said there are no signs of break-ins. After that, we lived with our auntie. I wanted to do something for my honeymoon, so we decided to go to Mount Charleston. The babysitter said that she was going to watch our kids for 5 days. I rented a large cabin for 5 days. The price was high, but it was worth it. Our honeymoon was like in 2 more days. The first day in the cabin was okay. The sound of the snow made us want to sleep. The second day, we bought some food and came back to the cabin. I told her I was going to get some wood, but I went to the store to buy some chocolates, strawberries, and candles. I snuck it back in the cabin, but I told her that I couldn't find no wood. So we sat down, cuddling with each other and watching a movie. We heard a knock outside. She told me, "Did I hear that?" And I said yes. She asked for me to go outside and check it out. I told her, "You must be on crack or something, because I'm not going outside trying to find and see what that is. If you was in my situation, you would understand." We went in the bedroom and we went to sleep. Few hours later, I woke up by hearing the sound of my wife screaming. I looked at the window, then I saw it, a dirty, ugly man with a nasty hoodie on, looking at us, but I had a plan. Me and my wife ran out of our room and outside. The guy ran up to me, then I punched him and pushed him down the hill. He was tumbling. We decided to run to our car, drive to the front desk, and report it. They called the police while we packed our things, and we got the hell out of there. But we came home early, then we had celebrated our honeymoon at our house. This is not my story, but this is about this girl named Samantha, but this is true. That's all I know. My parents were going on a date, So I stayed home for a couple of hours. I was in the living room watching some TV and I heard banging upstairs. I paused the movie and went to see what was it. I looked in all of the rooms, but there was nobody in the house. She went back downstairs and the TV was turned off. I don't remember turning off the TV. The lights all went out and it freaked her out. She tries to turn on the lamp, but it won't turn on. I hear footsteps upstairs. I get my phone and dial 911. I told them, I think someone is in my house. I hear footsteps upstairs. They ask for my address and I tell them they told me to stay calm and get out of the house. I hang up the phone, but she doesn't listen. She walks up the stairs quietly. I want to see if anyone was really in my house. Right when I make my way upstairs, I see a dark figure at the end of the hall holding a knife. I screamed and ran downstairs, but the dark figure is chasing after me. I run out the door and the police arrive. Right when I got out, they got out of their cars and they ran in the house looking for the man. A minute later, they came back out, but there was nobody in there. They checked the backyard. Nobody was in there. And they left me to go back in the house. I was kind of curious about the house history, so I looked it up, and an article had popped up about the house, and they told me about a man died in the house. A few years ago, I was home alone at nighttime. I was watching TV in the living room when I heard the doorbell ring. Whenever I hear the doorbell ring, it's especially when I'm home alone. I am cautious to answer if I walk to the peephole without turning on the porch light so they don't if anyone is actually home or not. And look through. It's really dark, but I can see a small figure move like a black blob. I don't know its definite shape and had to be around 3 or 4 feet, doing like a dancing motion, dipping down, isolating its arms outwards. Think of a person moving their arm like wings of gratefully. It was dark outside, but this figure was more off cue, so I could see this going on. After a few seconds, I stopped, looking through the peephole, because it was too freaky to look at. I regained some courage and looked back through the peephole, and whatsoever, it was gone. To this day, I still don't know what that thing was, and I get freaked out thinking about it every time.